Well. Doesn't it feel great to be back in the doghouse? Once again, the Mets starting pitching completely tanks. It is almost a tale of two stories. Earlier in the year, the most dominant unit in all of baseball, and this second half, talk about an utter disaster. Sean Manaea is still owed 2 years and guaranteed $50 million after this season. Today he goes again and absolutely fails. 4 2/3 against a terrible Washington team. Yeah, he's striking guys out, but of course he runs out of gas in the fourth and can't make it through the fifth. It's the same story over and over again when we're talking about the New York Mets and this damn starting pitching. It's like it doesn't give you a chance. You have zero chance when the Mets pitching is this bad. Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea, where the hell are you guys? And I'm fighting with people over and over again. I've been fighting people nonstop about, oh, well, Manaea's hurt, Senga's hurt, Lindor's hurt, not running out. Lindor not running the first base early on cost the New York Mets a run right out the bat. Would have tied the game, but he can't hustle the first base because everyone's saying he got hurt sliding into second base. It is just something that's always wrong with this team, and the excuse making needs to stop. That is why this team sucks right now, because it's excuse after excuse after excuse. And I have a major bone to pick today. Carlos Mendoza took this game, put it on his foot in the 8th inning, and punted it back to Queens. How dare you put Ryan Stanek in a 2-run game? I tweeted it out immediately as my co-host Dan joins us. I tweeted out immediately, people. The game was over once Ryan Stanek's put in a high leverage game. You knew he wasn't holding it. It's like, why is Mendoza? He consistently hits the wrong button. You want to talk about a team that came out flat? As we get one hit, you know this, for anybody who's just watching the game on mute or not totally paying attention, the New York Mets had one hit in the final 5 innings, and it was that BS hit at the end of the game by Francisco Lindor. Juan Soto, 0 for 5. Juan Soto now, I pulled up his game log, for anybody who's wondering, is 1 for his last 14. Let me also bring up another thing. Juan Soto has one multi-hit game in the last 14 games. He has 2 multi-hit games in the last 22 games. Think about that. Striking out left and right as I lose Dan because Dan lost service. Striking out left and right. This entire staff, Mackenzie Gore is considered Washington's best pitcher. You get him out after 4 1/3, and the Washington's terrible bullpen comes in and lights your ass up. I just can't believe what I'm seeing here with this heartless team right now. And a lot of people I saw in the comments after yesterday's post game, if you're enjoying the content, please like it. But I saw after yesterday's post game, people, Ray, you're too negative. What? Are we watching the same game? Are we watching the same team? Like, explain to me what there's to be excited about. What? You got McNeil, who's now hurt. You got Alvey, who's now hurt. Alonso 0 for 3. He still looks terrible over this last week. He's now slumping again. The only guy consistently hitting in this team is Starling Marte. Yes, Lindor went 3 for 5, but if you go look at his game log over the last week, it's not been good. Marte's getting hits. Vientos gets a hit. Beatty gets a hit and a big walk. But Tyrone Taylor, shocker, 0 for 2 immediately. The guy hasn't had a hit since August 5th. It is the 21st. 16 days since Tyrone Taylor has had a hit. Why is he on this team? You have guys in the... I'd rather see Acuna up here playing left field. Move Jeff McNeil to left field where he could play. Plug Ronnie Mauricio and anybody but Tyrone Taylor. The bottom 9 in this lineup today. Cedric Mullins, who's been coming around, but he's hitting 8th. Hayden Sanker, that's due to injury, but he's a 0. And Tyron Taylor's an absolute 0. This might be the lightest hitting outfield in baseball. You have Juan Soto and a bunch of guys who don't start on other teams. And the manager, man, and I've defended Mendoza on this platform forever. You guys know it. You're here every night with me. I've defended the guy. He consistently punts games way too much. Ryan Stanek was a sign to this team. See you guys in the next series. Unacceptable. You went out, you added Rogers, you added Gregory Soto, I'd rather see Helsley there. Show your team you got a fighting chance. Show you got a fighting chance. It's not like you used them yesterday. They're rested. Why are you bringing in Ryan Stanek, who's got over a 5 ERA entering this game? Over 5. I wonder what his ERA is now. 1 inning, 4 runs for Ryan Stanek. Somebody's got to ask Carlos Mendoza, why are you bringing him in a game that's a 2-run game? It makes no sense. Let me look this up really quick because maybe I'm nuts. Maybe Ryan Stanek has been lights out and I just don't get it. Oh, wow. Let's take a look. The month of August, Ryan Stanek's ERA entering the game is 14.5. 14.5. He gets 1 inning and 4 runs. So this month, Ryan Stanek has pitched 5 1/3 and has 11 earned runs. 11 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. His ERA coming into today was 4.93. It is now over 5.5. That is almost a fireable move by Mendoza. You are fighting for your damn life. You are now a half game away from watching the playoffs at home in October. There's under 40 games left. It's no longer punt this in July, punt this in June. Punting games on August 21st when you have the Phillies, the Cubs, Detroit, Boston, all playoff teams you're going to be facing. You need every single game you can get. It makes 0 sense. It's time for this media to start holding this manager accountable. Today's game switched how I felt on Mendoza. And I can't believe this. Why are you you are putting in a guy with a 4.93 ERA in this game in the 8th inning when it's a 2-run game. And everybody's saying, well, Ray, the Mets aren't coming back. Give me a break. You got to show this team you believe. It's just like at the deadline. A general manager says, I believe in this team. They go out, they make additions. They don't stand pat. What Mendoza likes to do is say a song and a prayer and pray that that Ryan Stanek is going to throw strikes. And that's what I like. Same thing with Keith and Gary. Those are my guys. But can you hold Mendoza to account? They're talking, well, he's got great stuff, but he walks a lot of guys. He gets smashed. He gets killed. The guy's got one of the worst whips in all of baseball. This will show you right here. You want to say he walks a lot of guys. Coming into today in that 4 1/3, Ryan Stanek has given up 8 hits. Don't tell me he walks people. His whip is over 2. That is fireable for Carlos, for Mendy to have him in there. Unacceptable. Point blank. You want to get on this team for not hitting? I am right there with you. You knock out the other starting pitcher at 4 1/3 and you can't hit a bullpen looking disinterested. not hustling, something we've seen this team do time and time and time again. I'm sorry I'm so upset, guys. I really am. But I'm just so pissed the way this team has performed this year. If you're losing and you're showing grit, you're trying to hit and run, you're doing things like that, and don't give me the stolen base thing. The Mets do that skip, hop, and a jump and get to second. You want to give credit for that? That's fine. But this team consistently does not hit. Getting shut down, having one hit in the final 5 innings, all against a Washington bullpen, is not okay. It's not. Helsley and Diaz were available today. They're both riding the pine in a 2-run game in the 8th inning, and you go to the guy who now has a 5.5 ERA. Make it make sense. Mendy comes out in postgame and says Helsley had a shoulder. He was okay. I'll back off and say I was wrong, but I better hear that, and I doubt I will. I absolutely doubt I will. This team got their asses kicked by Pittsburgh, by the Guardians, and by Washington. Think about that. The Pittsburgh Pirates wiped the floor with us. It's infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. And I'm sorry for yelling into the mic. Let's get to some of your comments and questions. If you could do us a favor, leave a like on the video. Consider becoming a member. The best way to become a member, you can't do it on your iPhone anymore as YouTube stopped doing that. Do it from a desktop. Go log in, become a member, be guaranteed to get your comments and questions answered and said on the program. I'm going to try to line up a couple of guests, reach out to a couple people about tonight. Might be too late, but I got to get answers from the insiders because I'm just a fan like you guys. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing or you're not seeing. Maybe Mendoza is the second coming and we just can't see it. Maybe. Yeah, Glenn, the Rays started this match. Unbelievable. You go out and acquire all these bullpen arms, and let's just not use them. Thomas says, fire Mendoza. Thomas also says, DFA Static. I've been calling for that since the All-Star break. Very plain and simple. Get rid of Static, bring up Branton and Sproat, and let's ride with a 6-man rotation. I have this much confidence in Sean Manaea. Maybe an extra day rest will work. We see it with Kodai Senga all year last year. In the beginning of this year, he needs the extra timer. He is not the same pitcher. Plain and simple. That's how it is. By the way, great timing by the Mets to put out the season ticket increase, which was crazy this year. Barr says, we're not making the playoffs, and frankly, I don't want us to. I do. You know why, Barr? Look, I get that sentiment amongst Mets fans. I get it. But the reason why this team needs to make the playoffs, if you're planning on getting top-tier free agents, you got to have something that entices them. Being in the playoffs and consistently showing you're a winning culture helps. Juan Soto took the money, but he also talked about the farm system, the winning, beating the Phillies last year. He's one of the first guys I go after. Soto's got to step it up. Hitting what is he at now? What is Juan Soto at now? Let me look it up really quick. Bear with me for 1 second, guys, so I could see. I guarantee you he's hitting like 245. Let's take a peek. I haven't looked. Maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong. He's hitting 247. Juan Soto, the generational piece, is hitting 247. And a lot of people out there are going to say, Ray, batting average doesn't matter. Well, as of a couple weeks ago, the top 5 teams in MLB in batting average, wow, we're all in the playoffs. You go up and down this lineup right now. Lindor, 258. Marte, 281, but he's part-time. Let's go through all the full-timers. Alonso, 264. You have Vientos, 233. Beatty, 241. Tyron Taylor, everybody here who loves him, 199. Jeff McNeil, 259. Think about it. This team has one hitter hitting in the 260s. That is an issue. Man, it's infuriating being a Mets fan right now. Chris says, utterly embarrassing. Couldn't agree more. Klub, what's going on, my guy? Another embarrassing loss. I'm done. They won't call up Sproat. This is over. The Nats are 25 games under 500. Not after beating our ass twice. Mark, but the lab, man. Unbelievable. I very rarely ever get to comment on X because you guys know if you want to get your comments heard, got to be on Facebook or YouTube. But I got to go to a good friend of mine, Miss Lisa, one of the best diehard Mets fans I know, and great person in person. Disgrace, and she's a season ticket holder. Disgrace. Please explain to me how Stanek is on this team. Get him out of here. And I renewed from last year. Hello, Mets. You owe us all money. Man, right now, I'm almost at a loss for words. Do I just stop caring? Do I continue to do the post game every single night? Do I continue to bring on guests? You guys, I appreciate you guys being here. There is a ton of work that goes into this programming. There is a ton behind the scenes. And it's like, all for what? To watch us get our ass kicked by Washington, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, all bottom feeders. The Yankees hit 9 home runs against Tampa. Jay says Manaea is not 100%. Then get his ass on the IL and bring up Brandon Sproat. I don't want to hear it. If you are healthy enough to pitch in a major league game, you can't use the excuse of injury. End of story. Let him go on the IL and get healthy because he's not helping. Just because you're available doesn't mean you're, positively contributing. Mauricio, Mendoza should be fired for putting Ryan Stanek in this game. Has to know he's trash. Anybody who watches baseball or the Mets knows he's trash. I don't want to say trash. Trash is a terrible word. He's not a good pitcher. He's not. We're still counting on him to do what he did in the playoffs last year. It's a year ago. He's literal batting practice. What's Manaea's ERA so far his last 2 starts? It's going to be high. You don't want to know. I'll tell you what it is for the year. We tweeted it out. Let me pull it up for you guys. Here's our last tweet. Here we go. Here we go. Sean Manaea. Today, 4 2/3 4 runs, 8 games pitched this season, 32 1/3, 21 earned runs with a 5.2 ERA. And that's why you say, oh, he's pitching hurt. He had a full time of rehab starts in the minor leagues, a whole month there. And now he's been here for 2 months. He's been pitching for going on 3 months. There's no excuse to use he's hurt. Karen, the pitching sucks. Yeah. Brutal. Let me get to a few more of your guys' comments. I see some of our members in here, and I promise you I will get to you. Madeline, what's going on? Thanks for chiming in. Ray Rivera, appreciate you chiming in. Joey, it's been a minute. One of our members over on YouTube. Dude, cut your hair. Something has to change. Stanek, sickening to watch. Joey, I appreciate you chiming in. It is sickening. This team misses the playoffs, you're going to see major changes. Because, look, Steve Cohen knows you don't win, the fans won't show up. And if you win, we do show up. End of story. See what else we got going on here. Guys, while I'm looking, please do me the best of favors and give me a thumbs up. Madeline says, no, Ray, no one cares. Unfortunately, I have 7 more games to attend. Pitching sucks. Yep, I got games to attend to. Ray says, Ray, we need you guys. I look forward to watching the show. Win or lose, thank you. Yep, we've been here since day one, man. Can't always make every post game as family life gets in the way, but, you know, I try. We try. What would that be? Terry coming in as manager? I don't know. But could it get worse? I don't know if he's holding his team accountable in the locker room. There's a million things that go through your head. I don't get it. I wish I had the answers. I really do. Maybe the Mets need to bring in Carlos Beltran, but another first-year manager, just because Beltran was a great player doesn't mean he's going to be a great manager. It's just who in this locker room is standing up to Soto and saying, your performance is not okay? Lindor outside it today. Your performance is not okay. Who? Nah, Wally Backman. Wally Backman, I doubt will ever get a major league shot. If it is, it ain't going to be with the Mets. But that's all I got for you guys today. My 20-minute vent is over. Please like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member over on YouTube. As Joey, you're guaranteed to get your comments and questions read. Appreciate you guys all sticking around. Better freaking pick it up, man. Better. Let's go, Mets. Peace.